guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. So it is a gorgeous fall. I guess it's not technically winter yet. It's still December when I'm recording this, but you guys will see this in New Year, so happy New Year. And because it was so pretty outside, I decided why not record outside, take advantage of this nice weather. So I'm really hoping and praying that you guys can hear me right now. But if you are new to the channel, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. I'm Shay, and this is It's Shay's Life, which is a lifestyle channel that consists of vlogs, makeup tutorials, fashion hauls, relationship tips and advice, and all showing life after a toxic relationship. So if you want to know what's on the other side of a toxic or abusive relationship, stay tuned. So in today's video, I actually wanted to cover burnout. So if you remember in the last video that I posted, excuse me, in the last video that I posted, I talked a little bit about where I've been and that I was dealing with burnout. So I am currently on the mend. I feel maybe about 65% of the way there of myself now. At this point I'm not completely 100%, but I am getting there. So I just want to talk about like what are some things that I've been doing. All right, now that the wind's gone. So I want to talk about some things that I've been doing to get myself back to 100% or on the journey of 100%, and how I realized that I was actually burnt out. So as you may know, or as many of you may know, that I am a social worker. So I actually do in-home therapy, which means that I go to clients' houses and provide therapy for them, which means that I don't work out of an office. My office is my car. And I go to people's houses, which means that I am doing a lot of driving. With that being said, there's been since I've been doing this work, which has been, let's see, since March of this year, March 2019, there's been I guess a problem, or trying to figure out that balance between work-life balance, which is something that we all are striving for, right? Work-life balance. I just realized that the shadow is really bad. Let me see if I move. Okay, hopefully you can see me a little bit better. Okay. So there's this thing, work-life balance, that everybody is striving for, right? And being that my office is my car, or the house, it's really hard for me to get that work-life balance, and so I think not having those set boundaries has been really hard for me, and trying to finagle and figure out what kind of boundaries I should be setting for myself. That's better. You can actually see me now. Sorry. Okay, so I wanted to start out with talking about some things that have contributed to my burnout. So with there being a lack of boundaries, so I think with the lack of boundaries of my car being my office, my house being my office, the library, sheets, all that kind of stuff being my office, it's been really hard to say, okay, this is my work hours, these are my personal time hours, and not seeing a cross in between. And being that I almost kind of work from home, that has been really difficult for me. I'm actually starting to feel like maybe this was a bad idea. It was not this windy earlier. At least I don't remember it being this windy earlier. So much for me wanting to do this outside. This has been a struggle, but we're gonna make this work. It is so gorgeous outside, and I figured different scenery, why not? So this is like the third location change, but we're gonna get this working. So I'm actually in the screened-in porch now, and so I don't know why I didn't think about this before, but now that you can't hear the wind, it should be better. The other thing I think was a big factor for me, I did not implement self-care very well. I am a very, an avid advocate for self-care, And I think sometimes when you feel like you're so busy and you don't have a lot of time, one of the things that you tend to tends to go by the wayside is self-care. So I think also a lack or inability to say no. So one of the perks and demises of the job, I don't know, I guess it's like a 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other, is that I get paid per client. So if I don't meet with the client, I don't work. So by me constantly saying yes and building up my caseload and not even thinking about the drive time, not thinking about the paperwork that still needs to be done, it increased my susceptibility to becoming burnt out. And I think that was another huge stressor of the job, is that because it is paid per client, I'm like so stressed out and making sure that I meet with all the clients so that I can get paid and make money. And so you're not really thinking about the lines, and the lines are becoming very blurred as far as work-life balance. Where some people say there's no such thing. I think those are the biggest things that led to my becoming burnout. So some of the things that I've been doing to kind of overcome burnout, I have been talking to someone. So finding an accountability partner, finding someone that you can do this journey called life with, because we were not created to do life alone. So it's very important to find someone that you can confide in and feel comfortable talking to. And that's one thing that I really had to do, especially since I am usually the friend that a lot of people come to. So it's really hard for me to divulge how I'm feeling and like things that are going on with me. But being open and honest and being able to talk about those things, because once I started talking about what I have been dealing with and things I were dealing with emotionally, mentally, even spiritually, and having someone pray alongside me, man, it's like the weight was lifted off of me, and I felt 10 times better just actually talking to someone about what I was going through. So finding someone to talk to. If you are a Christian or believe in God, pray and spend time with Him, fasting, and just going to God in prayer and saying like, hey God, like these are the things that I'm dealing with. Because yes, He knows. He's the Father of everything and He knows everything. But it is up to us to say, hey, I am really ready to work this out and I need help. And this is what I'm dealing with. Because He's not just going to swoop up and just take everything that's going on with us if we're not willing to admit our problems. Because that will defeat the purpose of us leaning on Him or trusting Him. Trusting Him to be there for us and guide us, if we're just expecting Him to swoop in and like take care of the day like a knight in shining armor. Like, yeah, He is all that a bag of chips plus some, but there's a part that we must play in this journey as well, and not just rely on Him to do everything. So find an accountability partner, fasting and praying, also taking time to reflect. So over this past month and a half, I've actually really sat down and reflected with myself in quiet time, which that's something new for me. I don't always partake in quiet time, which is very, very important, I believe, in order to making sure that your mind is sound. No music, no nothing, just sitting there. And a lot of times when I'm driving, now I'm like, God, I'm open. Speak to me, lead me and guide me. Show me what you have for me today, tomorrow, next week, next year. But I am open and I am willing to be used by you. And I can't really, it's hard to hear God when you have so much going on in your mind. So learning how to quiet your mind and really figure out what's going on, what is the root problem to the burnout. And I know for me, like I have a hard time not only saying no, but saying yes too much and saying no. And feeling like if I don't do something, then something's going to fall by the wayside. My clients need me, so I have to be there. Like, even if I'm not feeling good, I need to like brush it off and be there. But if I'm there for them so much and I'm not filling myself up, then what am I doing? Like, how am I going to help someone if I'm continuously pouring and not pouring back into myself? Because you can't pour from an empty cup. So that's like a lot of things that I've been working on. Is like what do I need to do to take care of myself? Do I need to take the night off and like not write notes today? Do I need to do this? I need to do that, read a book. I've also been reading books more often than usual because I also have Audible, so listening to my books in the car has really been helpful because I love to read. And when I was living in New York, I was reading about a book a week, so I had the train and the bus to get all my reading out the way, and now that I'm driving, I don't have that. So Audible has been perfect in that regard. But winding down at night, like not watching TV, not watching YouTube, not doing anything that's very stimulating, but actually reading a book and drinking some tea, that has helped me out a lot. And even reading my Bible, so like a mix of the two, so either read my book and then the Bible, or read my Bible and then a book, however it goes. That has really helped in me like calming and being able to sleep better and more peaceful, and then waking up the next day feeling even more rested. So some of the ways that I knew that I was burnt out, so I talked about the things that were leading up to it, things that I've done to come over it, but how I knew I was burnt out. So I was telling you guys before that my breaking point was one morning I woke up and I was running late, and I felt like sometimes I'm running late, like I'm waking up with enough time, and like time is going by so fast, and something always needs to be done, and I don't have enough time in the world. Like I'm like, where are my 24 hours? Because I feel like I was working off of like 10, 15 hours. So I was really irritated. And I think with that day of my breaking point, like I actually reflected on like how I've been feeling. So feeling very irritated. Things being magnified even more, so like your frustrations, whatever the case may be, being magnified even more. Being super emotional. I feel like I was really emotional during this time. Lack of sleep, I wasn't sleeping enough, still waking up extra tired. Like these are some of the signs that I saw in myself as I look back, saying that like, hey, I was in that place of burnout. And burnout and depression, they look very similar. And I was talking to a really good friend of mine, well, family friend, she's almost like an aunt to me, and I was telling her some of the things that I was dealing with, and she was saying, well, if you don't take care of burnout, then it could turn into depression. And I was like, it makes sense. I remember saying like, I know I'm not depressed, but why am I feeling like this? So my symptoms were very similar to being depressed. So it's very important that you actually talk to a mental health counselor. Talk to your doctor. Talk to someone, let them know like, hey, this is what's going on. This is what's been going on in my life. This is how I've been feeling. And they can really properly diagnose, is that depression? Is that burnout? And I know that it's very rampant right now in the world that we're living in. Everything is just moving so fast. The stuff that we gotta do. Everybody got like 5-10 million side hustles, and all that is fine and dandy, and all that is actually perfect, and I support you. I support you. But if you are not taking care of yourself, if you are not pouring into yourself, if you are not taking time to spend time with yourself, with family and friends, with people who can fill you back up, then what's the point? Like my supervisor says, like, you're not taking care of yourself and you die, then what? Like all this money that you're working hard for, you're not even gonna be able to spend it. All these clients that you're working hard for, they're gonna go on to another therapist. So why are you working yourself to the ground and not taking care of yourself? And I'm like, duh, Shay, like I'm important and I'm valuable, and it is important for me to take care of myself first, because if I don't take care of me, then who's gonna take care of me, right? Right. This is all I want to talk about today, was just burnout and things that I have been dealing with. So if you have any questions, if you feel like you're going through burnout and you want to let me know or seek advice or what you should do next, please leave a comment below, and let's keep this conversation going. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at itshayslife. And yeah, it was so nice to talk to you guys again, and I am excited to see you guys in my next video. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and remember, we're only growing from here. Talk to you guys later. Bye.